I'm running out. Good evening. We'd like to call Plaquemines Parish School Board regular school board meeting to order Monday, January 9th, 2023 at 6:00 p.m. at South Plaquemines High School in Beers, Louisiana. We'll have invocation by Ms. Monica Wirtz and Pledge of Allegiance by Ms. Jennifer Sanger.
If you would please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for every person who is present at this meeting. You know our every thought, you know our strengths, and you also know our weaknesses. Through your grace, you have brought us all together. I ask that you help us function not as individuals, but as a team working towards a common goal. If there's anything keeping us from coming together as a team, I ask that you help us address those things and be willing to work through it. I know that you desire unity. I ask that you allow this team to be built on a firm and steady foundation. Help us to act in love towards one another. May we grow to appreciate one another's gifts and strength. May we come together with our eyes always fixed on you and our hearts desiring to do your will. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Now we have roll call and declaration of quorum. Mr. Roussel.
Darren Damari Turner.
Here.
Jamie Sauer.
Here.
Nico Tesovich.
Here.
Christy Arborough. Michelle Linder.
Present.
Jennifer Shelley.
Here.
Bobby Ingraham.
Here.
Paul Lemire.
Here.
And Jennifer Sanger.
Here.
Madam President, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Roussel. We'll have 1.04, approve of agenda. We'll call for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's agenda with no addendums.
We need a second. Any questions from the board? Questions from the audience? We'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. 1.05, nominations and election of officers for 2023. We have the following nominations: Jennifer Sanger was nominated by Nico Tesevich, and Bobby Ingraham was nominated by Fran Bahi Martinez. Do we have any other nominations?
Madam President,
Yes.
at the moment, I would like to withdraw my nomination.
Thank you. Let the record reflect that Mr. Bobby Ingraham is withdrawing his nomination for board president. Any other nominations for president? Any other nominations for president? Okay, at this time, nominations are closed, and we'll proceed with roll call for a vote. And we don't have to do that because we only have one person, which is Ms. Jennifer Sanger. All right, congratulations, Jennifer. Do you want me to continue, or would you like to take your seat?
You can continue.
Okay. I'm ready to shake it. All right, now we'll have nominations for vice president. We have Mr. Paul Lemire. Any other nominations for vice president? Any other nominations for vice president? One more round. Any other nominations for vice president? So it's closed. Nominations are closed. So our vice president will be Mr. Paul Lemire. Congratulations, Paul. All right, let's move on to parliamentarian. We have Mr. Nico Tesevich, who was nominated for parliamentarian. I think he was nominated by Jennifer Sanger. Any other nominations for parliamentarian? Pamela Carroll, y'all know. Ask one more time. Any other nominations? No nominations, and we're going to close that and congratulate Mr. Nico Tesevich as our parliamentarian. And moving on to number 4, we have executive committee member, and I was nominated by Ms. Jennifer Sanger as well. Do we have any other nominations for executive committee member? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Well, I guess that makes me executive committee member. All right, congratulations, Darrell. All right, nominations are closed. Congratulations, Ms. Jennifer, and I do want to pass the baton, man. I want to pass it on. All right, moving on to any ad hoc and standing committee reports.
No.
None. All right, let's move on to Plaquemines Parish School Board recognition and our presentations. School board members recognition for the month of January 2023. We believe all our children can achieve. I love that.
Thank you. January is School Board Recognition Month. The mission of public schools is to meet the diverse educational needs of all children and empower them to become competent, productive contributors to a democratic society and an ever-changing world. Local school board members are committed to children and believe that all children can be successful learners and that the best education is tailored to the individual needs of the child. School board members are strong advocates for public education and are responsible for communicating the needs of the school district to the public and to the public's expectations to the district. Therefore, I declare my appreciation to the members of the Plaquemines Parish School Board, proclaim January 23rd as School Board Recognition Month, and I will give everyone on this board a certificate.
Come up, you gotta come up to the front. Oh.
Congratulations, School Board members.
Thank you, Mr. Roussel.
Appreciate the work you do, and we appreciate the work that the new one will be doing.
Again, thank you. And we look forward to celebrating all month of July. January. I accept Cash Apps, Zelle, PayPal, gifts. All right, let's move on to Board member times for non-agenda and agenda items. Any board member?
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
first of all, I'd like to thank Ms. Williams.
Hold on, excuse me. I'm no longer Madam President. Miss, you know,
It's all right, Ms. Sanger?
can what you go ahead.
First of all, I'd just like to thank Ms. Williams for her hospitality, Ms. Vaughn for swearing us all in, and welcome to all our new school board members and the few of us old school board members. We look forward to working with y'all, and just remember, always keep the kids first, and everything will go great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lemire. Any other board member? No way.
Yes. I want to thank my fellow board members for trusting me to be their next president, and also congratulate the new board members that are coming on and the newly elected officers. Also, I know this is a new adventure for some of you guys, and my piece of advice to you would be to come into this open-minded and just make sure, like Mr. Paul said, make sure whatever decisions you make, the children come first and the highest quality of education is at the forefront. And thank you, Ms. Williams, for the hospitality.
Any other board member? No way we're going to be this quiet on this board. Well, I just want to say that I've really enjoyed being the president the last 2 years on the board. It is not an easy task at all, and I'm looking forward to passing this what do you call it? Gavels on to Ms. Sanger and sitting at my regular seat on this board. Thank you, family, for coming out and supporting our new board members. I'm always excited, and I'm never going to change who I am. So I just want to let the ladies know that this is who I am. I'm always cheerful and happy and try to make everybody laugh. I'm not trying to take this lightly at all, but this is who I am. I appreciate you all, and we need to exchange phone numbers because we need to bother y'all from here on out. Thank you, Mr. Roussel, for everything. Thank you, Kim, for coming out and swearing us in. We really appreciate it. Ms. Williams, I really appreciate you. I want gumbo next time. I'm just saying. She is. But thank you, Ms. Sonia, for everything. And welcome to the board, everyone, and to our current board members that have been here for a while. Y'all know how we do it, so let's just keep it going. Mr. Ricky, I'm glad you walked in because you was on my mind. Thank you for everything that you do for our board as far as transportation-wise. We really appreciate you, as well as Chad and Scott. I gave him a nickname, but I'm not going to tell y'all. But again, thank you all. And I'm taking too long because y'all know I got to catch this ferry. So again, welcome to the board, everyone. We'll move on to superintendent's comments and reports.
Good, thank you. Yeah, I'd like to welcome the new members to the board and, of course, the old board members, and let's have a great 4 years. We got a lot of work to do, but I think it'll be great. It'll be great. So let's move this district forward, and in the next 4 years, we have a plan to do that, and we look forward to that. Discussion and appropriate action in regard to the approval of literacy support standards for grades 3 and 4 in accordance with Bulletin 1566, pupil progression policies and procedures. Dr. Ritz.
For a motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Perfect. In October of '22, the Bessie Board had a meeting to update Bulletin 1566 and approved that the changes that will occur to pupil progression will actually be updated in February 2023. However, it impacts students of this year. Therefore, they ask school systems to share this addendum and ask for your approval to be added. And I'll just read to you what it actually is. Beginning with the 22-23 school year and continuing through the summer of the following 23-24 school year, any students enrolled in 3rd or 4th grade scoring below grade level at the end of the year on the approved literacy assessment shall receive a minimum of 30 hours of explicit literacy instruction during the summer. So that will take place this year. Do parents know this? No, they do not. So just need to let you know, it's not really up for our decision. Bessie voted on it, and it goes straight into policy. So, you want to approve?
Any questions from the board?
The pupil progression policy that was in the board packet, that's the one we approved back in August, or that's been updated with this information that you're presenting today?
Great question. Normally, it's always in August, and it carries all the way through. Hence, Bessie did this change, so that way we have to come to the board and let you know that they are forcing this change. So it's an addendum that you have to sign, the president of the board will have to sign saying that you were made aware of it. It impacts students of this year.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Questions from the audience? We'll move forward with a vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Ritz.
Thank you, Dr. Ritz. 4.02, discussion and appropriate action in regard to approval of revision, PPSB policy, GBI, evaluation.
Call for a motion.
I'll make a motion. I'll second that.
Okay, this has to do with another Bolton update, Bolton 130, which is the evaluation for teachers K to 12. In the past, we've always had 2 observations plus some student learning targets, and if you worked in a grade level ahead VAM, that was part of your total score. Over the last 2 years, because of COVID, they have allowed 1 observation as long as the teacher was deemed highly effective or effective proficient, which allowed a score of technically on your observation going down to 2.5. We, in the last 2 years, we said that's too low for us, and we were in that emergency state, so we said, hey, principals, if they are a 3.0 and above, they don't need a second observation, but if they fell below that threshold, a 2.5 was too low for Plaquemines Parish. Every single principal agreed. The way the policy reads is that we're going to follow Bolton 130 the way it's set. We don't want to follow it. We want to raise the bar. So in other words, we're not going below the minimal standard. We're saying that teachers will have 1 observation as long as they score a 3.0. So we just need your approval. So in the actual policy, it's going to continue to say that we will follow Bolton 130, but Ms. Sonia worked with forethought and came up with 1 extra sentence that says teachers who score a 3.0 or higher do not need to have a second observation.
Any questions from the board? Questions from the audience? We'll call for a vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ritz. 4.03, discussion and appropriate action in regard to approval of a travel request for Belle Chase High School cheerleaders to attend pre-national events in Jackson, Mississippi, January 16, 2023. Ms. Roussel.
Good evening.
We need a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Second.
Thank you.
I can go now? Okay, I'm sorry. The Belle Chase High School cheerleaders are preparing to attend the Universal Cheerleaders Association National Cheerleading Championship in February of 2023. In order to prepare for nationals, the team participates in smaller competitions and pre-national events. The Belle Chase cheerleaders are requesting permission to travel to Jackson, Mississippi on Monday, January 16th, to participate in Brandon High School's pre-national performance event. The cheerleaders are requesting school bus transportation, and this is a holiday, so they will not miss school.
Any questions from the board? Questions from the audience?
I would just like to say Mr. Ingraham brought something up. Bring some drinking water with you if you're going to Jackson, Mississippi, because they got a
We
problem
always do.
over there.
Yes, they do.
But we do appreciate all you do, and your cheerleaders always make Plaquemines Parish proud.
You do.
So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so now we can call for a vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Discussion and appropriate action in regard to approval of a travel request for Belle Chase High School cheerleaders to compete in the UCA National Cheerleaders Competition in Orlando, Florida, February 10th through 12th, 2023. Ms. Roussel.
I second. All right, the Belle Chase High School cheerleaders have been awarded the distinct privilege to travel to Orlando, Florida, and compete in the Universal Cheerleaders Association National Cheerleading Competition, February 10th through 12th, 2023. This group of young ladies earned this spot to highlight their talents at a UCA regional cheerleading competition this fall. These girls work extremely hard year-round to promote school spirit and instill school pride in the entire student body, faculty, staff, and community of Belle Chase. They are ambassadors to their school. They maintain high grade point averages and participate in service activities as often as they can. The competitive side of cheerleading gives them an opportunity to work towards goals for their team. The BCHS cheerleaders are requesting permission to travel to Orlando in February. The team will travel by charter bus. And thank you for supporting the BCHS cheer team as they continue to represent their school, community, parish, and state at a national level.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
I just have another comment. We have 2 Belle Chase cheerleaders, so we need to recognize them back there also. So stand up, girls, and we're proud of y'all.
Alan and Tanner showing.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll call for a vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Have
Thank-
fun, ladies.
Thank you, Board. 4.05, Head Start Monthly Budget Report, Ms. Haydell.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the board. If anyone has any questions, you'll notice this month we have 3 of our budgets with expenses to report to you. 2 of those budgets are COVID-related funds that have to be expended by March, and then we have our general fund budget as well. So if anybody has any questions.
Wait, were 3 in the board packet? Only saw 2.
We should have an ARPA fund, a CARES Act fund, and the general fund.
I've got the Head Start Original and the COVID CARES Act. They're the 2 that we have.
So the other one, the ARPA fund, had snacks and food reimbursements, teacher meals as a perk for our Head Start teachers. Since their pay is a little bit lower, we do pay for their meals every day, breakfast and lunch. Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Ms. Haydell.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Haydell. Approval of Board Consent Agendas, 5.01, Minutes of the Board, and 5.02, Information related, taken by me for the 2023 school session.
Make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right. All right, any questions from the board? Questions from the audience? We'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Information items?
Yes, I have information items that I need the public to know. That the desegregation case of 1965 to 1969 has been activated, and Washington will be here at the end of the month to go through all of our schools, to talk to our principals, talk to me, my administration. Then we will meet with the board in executive session, discuss what direction this case is going in. We have Bob Hammonds representing us because he is representing all the districts in the state that are not that have not settled this case. And then we have the Attorney General's office also helping us in this case. This is going to be interesting. In 1965, I was a little bitty boy, but I was part of this, and I remember a lot that happened at that time at Belle Chase High School and throughout the district with the public schools. Quit over there saying I'm old. But listen, it's going to be a serious case. It's going to be a serious case. And they're going to go through all our schools to make sure there's equity among all students and equity among the schools. And I've been superintendent 15 years, and I've made sure that has happened. So I feel very confident that we can settle this case. It's going to take a couple years. There's one superintendent I spoke to. It's 11 years that they've been battling this. But what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the attorneys. I met with the attorneys. There's 2 different opinions. One is to go along with the consent items that I agree with, that the government will require us to do, and the other side looks like they want to fight a little bit, but we're not going to fight this case. Whatever that federal government tells us to do in these schools, whether it's to offer programs or do what we have to do, that's what we're going to do. This could be quite expensive, and I feel it's in our best interest that we settle this case and then move forward. But it could take a few years for that to do that. They will come at the end of this month to visit the schools, and they may not come back for months, may not come back for years, I hear, and they may come back in weeks. It depends. So, like I said, once we get here and once they go through all the schools and give us some directions. I will have an executive committee meeting with the board so that these attorneys can come in and give us some guidance and direction on what to do with this case. Okay?
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Russell. Any other information item? Okay. Any citizens' comments? Date, time, and location of the next meeting will be Monday, February 6, 2023, at the Bell Chase Middle School. We'll call for an adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. Meeting adjourned
Oh,
at,
we need to vote. We need to
I'm
vote.
sorry, we make,
Parliamentarian Nico
all
says we
in
need to vote.
favor that the meeting is adjourned? Aye? All
Aye.
right, no opposed. Meeting adjourned at 6:25.